Good evening. Ever since the invention of marriage, there has been infidelity. On the hit ABC show Scandal, even the President of the United States has an affair. And this season, a new wrinkle. His wife is having one, too, which may be a case of art imitating life. Some studies show a dramatic spike of cheating among women in recent years. So what's driving wives to stray? And could a notorious website be playing a role? Here's ABC's Rebecca Jarvis.
When women cheat, it's often considered a scandal. Like on the hit ABC series where even the First Lady threatens to bring home wrecking to the White House.
You ruined our marriage.
What?
You ruined our marriage.
In movies, Diane Lane played the iconic adulteress in Unfaithful. But never has cheating been as accessible as it is today, with infidelity and anonymity just a click away. So what is it that drives some women to cheat?
I was looking for that next high. I felt, alone.
We spoke to one cheating wife. We'll call her Catherine. She asked us not to show her face, and we disguised her voice. She isn't shy about sharing her story.
I went through a period where I tried to live my life like I would have had I been single in 20.
Catherine and her husband were married for 14 years. After major weight loss and multiple plastic surgeries, she began looking for excitement outside of what she considered her own stale marriage and turned to the notorious cheaters website, AshleyMadison.com.
I was feeling very lonely one night. I was bored. I was on my phone in the parking lot and sitting in my car. And I pulled up Ashley Madison and decided to open my first profile just to see what would happen. What it's like being a woman on Ashley Madison is feeling like you're the only woman on earth. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Its motto, life is short, have an affair. Noel Biederman started the site more than 10 years ago.
You make more than $40 million a month on people's infidelity.
We're the second biggest dating service on the planet. This is not a kid's game. This is an enterprise of significance.
We sat down with Noel and his wife Amanda, who rarely gives interviews.
The first time he tells you about this idea, what is your response?
Well, I wanted to make sure it wasn't having a midlife crisis.
Biederman says he built a billion-dollar business betting on infidelity. 25 million members in 37 countries.
So you're encouraging secrecy.
I'm encouraging secrecy, yes, but I'm not necessarily encouraging infidelity. I don't think it needs all that much encouragement.
How are you not encouraging infidelity?
I think long before I launched Ashley Madison, there were affairs, and long after I'm gone, there'll be affairs. And so what I'm just trying to do is help people have the more perfect affair.
Catherine says she carried on affairs with men she met online for months, often meeting them at bars and their houses and even traveling to other cities.
I met with probably 50 or more men. Somewhere around 30 to 40 of those encounters led to a sexual encounter. It was addictive.
It is a little like a drug. It's a rush.
Wendy Plump knows all about the elusive allure of an affair. She says she strayed with 3 different men during her 18-year marriage.
You remember what it's like when you fell in love with your spouse. It's like that when you have an affair all over again.
But it turns out she wasn't the only one who cheated.
We both let the marriage down, both of us.
The veteran reporter used her ruinous marriage as the subject of her memoir, Vow. She and her husband are now divorced.
I got many, many letters from women who had either had affairs or whose husbands had had affairs. This is a lot more common than I would have imagined.
Some statistics show that 21% of married men have had an affair compared to 15% of married women. But that number for women has spiked in the last 2 decades, up nearly 40%. Wendy says that society still judges cheating wives much more harshly, even the First Lady on Scandal.
Women, when they cheat, are viewed as having cheated on the family. When men cheat, they cheat on their wife.
According to data from AshleyMadison.com, a woman is more prone to cheat at certain stress points in her life, notably right before turning 40. That's what happened to Catherine.
I wanted to be wanted. I wanted every man to think, I have got to have her.
Women cheat because they believe that they're missing something. It seems like men cheat because they want to sleep with someone else. It's less an emotional thing.
In both cases, the effects were devastating. Catherine's husband says he slowly began to suspect his wife's infidelity. He also didn't want us to show his face.
The thought that she was cheating on me, it had crossed my mind. The late night meetings, they seemed unplanned. I got to be a little bit more suspicious.
After Catherine confessed her affair, her husband said it left him crushed.
Whatever vows we made, she said, I'm breaking them right here. Asked her, how dare she? I was furious with her.
But he had his own secret. An affair started long before his wife ever turned to Ashley Madison.
I felt in my soul that he was seeing someone else.
I really don't have a good reason why I cheated. It was just something new and exciting, and I have no good reason why.
Though his website markets infidelity, ironically, Noel Biederman says he and his wife Amanda are happily married and completely faithful.
What if your husband cheated on you?
I'd be devastated. Truth be told, I would be devastated.
So does it not upset you then that he's encouraging that or enabling that for others?
I don't see it as encouragement or enabling. It's going to happen. It happens regardless of the business.
How would you feel if Amanda
Devastated, but I would never blame an inanimate object. If that happened, that's because somehow I wasn't feeling what she needed in a marriage.
Ashley Madison essentially was suicide. When I went to bed with the first man I met on Ashley Madison, I knew that I was dying inside.
Noel insists that his business does people more good than harm, that the threat of infidelity can be a marital wake-up call.
So you've never looked yourself in the mirror and said, I am creating a platform that is enabling something that my own wife would leave me for.
You see it differently than I do. I see it as a platform that helps people stay married. I help millions of people find contentment, passion, and happiness.
I don't think infidelity helps any marriage. Okay? I think people should work through the problems before it gets to infidelity.
Our goal is to rip you and your marriage apart and give you the tools that you need to fix them.
Marriage counselors Jim and Elizabeth Carroll run marriage retreats all across the country for embattled couples, forcing them to talk and even fight their issues out, as seen on WeTV's Marriage Boot Camp.
The Ashley Madison site is a brilliant marketing attempt to capitalize on the basest human behavior. It plays directly into things that will destroy our culture.
And even for those couples like Catherine and her husband who've both broken their vows, the Carrolls say there is hope.
The solution is learning how to forgive. Truly saying, I will never hold this against you again. Ever.
Today, Catherine has deleted her Ashley Madison profile but is estranged from her husband and kids. She says she's turned to her faith for healing.
Doesn't matter how bad it is, how much horrible darkness is in your life, you can always let it go and you can always be redeemed.
As her husband holds fast to his own faith that his wife will come home.
I don't believe my marriage is over. I see my wife as someone who's struggling with something internally. She's someone I made a vow to and a promise to. I don't want to just walk away and give up.
For Nightline, I'm Rebecca Jarvis in New York.